Today is very auspicious day, appearance day of two Vaishnavas. One is Srivas Pandit, another is one dear disciple of Prabhupada Srila Bhaktisana Saraswati Thakur, Sri Madan Mohan Das Adhikari Prabhu. He is grandfather of Srila Bhakti Vibhut Bodhayan Gosai Maharaj. He appeared in in Kanpur village, Howrah district, West Bengal. This is near Calcutta. And he was spiritually inclined from birth, but according to custom and everything, he was married. Then he was doing business, and many times he had to go to Calcutta to buy things like this. So once he was also near Bagbazar Gauriya Mat. He wanted to take bath in Ganga there. So he came to know there is some big festival going on. So he came to Bagbazar Gauriya Mat in 1936. And he bowed down to deities, and he met one disciple of Prabhupada, Srila Sagar Gosai Maharaj. He introduced him to Gauriya Mat, and also he told him, and he was very attracted by Gauriya Mat. Then Sagar Maharaj also requested him, you please wait. Now our Gurudev, he will speak Harikatha, so you please hear. So when he saw Prabhupada, he was fully attracted and he was hearing Harikatha. So although he just wanted to take bath and go back, but then he stayed there for 3 days on that festival. Then at the end of that festival, Prabhupada also was giving Harinam initiations, and he also went there. And there were many aspirants, and not all Prabhupada accepted, because bona fide Guru will accept not those who will only enlist their name, but they must have firm faith in Krishna and Guru. So he rejected some, and some few he accepted. So one of them was also Madan Mohan Prabhu. He got Harinam. And shortly after, Prabhupada disappeared from this world in 1st January 37. So after that, he was, Madan Mohan Prabhu, he was serving his god brothers, means senior disciples of Prabhupada. He saw them as pure devotee. So he used to organize preaching programs in his village, and he also put loudspeakers that when some Harikatha was going on, in everywhere where you are in the village, you will hear, because loudspeakers were he put everywhere. Pandal was where the Harikatha was going on, but loudspeakers throughout the village, all pervading Harikatha everywhere. So merciful. And some, they told him, you should take Diksha from your god brother. He said, no. When I took Harinam, another one who also took Harinam at that time, he was asking Prabhupada about Diksha. And Prabhupada said, no need. Already I gave you Harinam. Harinam is not different from Hari. So I already gave you everything. So what more is there need? So he heard this. And he said, I am fully satisfied with what Prabhupada gave me. But he encouraged all other people and his own family members to take shelter of one of disciples of Prabhupada. And they did. He himself had 8 daughters and 3 sons, 11 children. And he had 26 grandchildren. And all of them, all his children and all grandchildren, they became disciples of Gauriya Mat. Means of some disciple of Prabhupada. And Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj also used to visit that village, and there were big festivals. There also Srila Bodhayan Maharaj met his guru, means Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, he's a grandson of Madan Mohan Prabhu. So Madan Mohan Prabhu was fully active. He was doing business, but at the same time fully engaged all the time in preaching. And he used to encourage everyone and used to encourage people to give something for the seva of Supreme Lord, even to his sons-in-law. And according to social death system, a father who gives daughter to son-in-law, that is like giving charity. So that family becomes, you have, they are recipients of charity. So you should not request anything from them. But he requested them, you give money for Supreme Lord. So some, they were like uncomfortable and telling him, you should not do this, it is not nice. Then he said, no, why? I don't mind these worldly relations and these things. My purpose is I want to give them. I'm not requesting, I want to give them the service of Supreme Lord. So in this way he was fully fixed. And even from his grandchildren also he requested. Bodhayan Maharaj said, he requested from me also, I have to give something for the service of the mat. So very active and fully surrendered. He used to go to all his god brothers and collect Gauriya magazines. They were magazines started by Prabhupada, weekly magazine. Many articles of Prabhupada and his disciples, and also of other quotations from Chaitanya Bhagavad, Chaitanya Charitamrita, like this. So he collected in his library. He was having the most, because he was very eager, because he wanted to read those Gauriya magazines. And later when he could not read, he used to request others to read him from those magazines. He was very much attached to Prabhupada's Harikatha. And even Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, he requested him for some Gauriya magazines and he gave him. He lended him because he had all in library. So, and he was fully surrendered. If his business was going well, he said, it is the desire of Prabhupada, the grace of Prabhupada. When his business was not going well, he said, it is by the desire of Prabhupada, it is his grace. When he was healthy, it is by the grace of Prabhupada. When he got heart problems, he said, it is by the grace of Prabhupada. He saw like this, because fully surrendered. And there you will find in Srila Bharati Goswami Maharaj's book some incidents there, how he was fully surrendered. Although householder, but fully surrendered. Even Srila Bharati Goswami Maharaj said, I used to visit him because he is senior, he's a disciple of Prabhupada, and he was fully dedicated. Prabhupada used to call our Parangurudev when he was still Brahmachari, and also Binod Bihari Prabhu, who later became Keshav Goswami Maharaj. He used to say for them they are Prakrita sannyasis, means natural sannyasis. No need to wear that cloth. They are naturally, means fully dedicated. So Bharati Maharaj told, I think Prabhupada would surely say for him also, if he was still present, that he is also like that. He was fully dedicated. So today is his appearance day. Also, I heard from Srila Bodhayan Maharaj in Vienna that he was also very good astrologer. He used to calculate, and he made for Bodhayan Maharaj also, and he said everything till now it is going according to how he calculated long time before. When I was a child, everything came true. So then he was also assisting all his god brothers financially, also our Parangurudev for Chaitanya Gauriya Math and other god brothers, and whatever service necessary he was doing all the time. And he was also instrumental in much construction of Gopinath Gauriya Math for Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj. So now you will find his Samadhi is there. He disappeared from this world in 2006. There is Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj Samadhi, and little there to the side, the Samadhi of Nayanananda Das Babaji Maharaj, Prabhupada's disciple, and Madan Mohan Prabhu. So today is his appearance day. I am remembering his Samadhi Mandir. I used to bow down there when I was there by good luck. So I'm remembering his Samadhi Mandir, bowing down to his lotus feet and praying for his causeless mercy. Today is also another household disciple, means not disciple, household devotee, doing lila of household, Srivas Pandit. As Narad, he's like a sadhu, monk, traveling everywhere. But in Gaur Lila, same Narad became Srivas Thakur. So I will just remember main points. Our Gurudev wrote his biography, but it is long. So main points. Pure devotees, they are beyond any ashram. They are fully dedicated to Krishna. That is point. So Narad Muni became Srivas Pandit. There are Panchatattva, you know, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Panchatattmatmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam, Bhaktavataram, Bhakta Kyang Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. Krishna appeared in the form of devotee, Bhakta Rup, and his expansion Bhakta Swarup is Nityananda Prabhu. His avatar is Advaita Acharya. The pure devotee is Srivas Pandit. He is representing Jiva Tattva. But those who are inclined to serve Krishna, Nitya Muktas, and Bhakta Shakti is Gadadhar Pandit. So he appeared in Sirhet, then he came to live in Navadip. You will find his house near Jogapit. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing the pastime of studying, then he was very proud of his intelligence, but he used to bow down to Srivas, and Srivas told him, why you should worship Krishna. People, they are studying to get devotion, to understand that devotion to Krishna is what we have to. So you have to worship Krishna. Why you are proud in this? Then Mahaprabhu said, yes, you are a devotee. By your grace, I can become devotee. So Mahaprabhu is very pleased to hear from Srivas. So Srivas was also attracted to him, but at that time he could not understand yet that this is Krishna himself. So when Mahaprabhu revealed himself after taking initiation from Ishwarpur in Goa, he came back to Navadip and he was expressing all ecstatical symptoms of Krishna Prema. But other people, they could not understand. And Sachi Mata also was doing this lila, he could not understand. So people, they told her, your son became crazy. So you have to arrange for some Ayurvedic that treatment, that put some oil, that cooling oil on his head, and another treatment is in one like that thing, like a small pool. I forgot what is the English word, in wooden, that to dip him inside in that some Ayurvedic oil, then that will cool down his brain and this. Then Srivas Thakur came to visit, and Mahaprabhu told him, everyone is thinking I am crazy. What do you think? Then Srivas Thakur said, yes, I also want this, what you have, this craziness I want. That I see you have ecstatical symptoms of Krishna Prema, so it is very good, I also want that. Then Mahaprabhu was very happy. If you would also say, I am crazy, then I would drown myself in Ganga. Means real devotee can recognize the symptoms of another real devotee, otherwise not possible to understand. Then Srivas Thakur always was doing kirtan in his house with his brothers and other devotees, all doing kirtan, but other people, they were envious and they complained to Kazi, and they were also telling false rumors that king is already coming and he will stop this kirtan and beat the devotees. So Srivas became very afraid and he started worshipping Nrisingha in his house. You will find it there in Srivasangam in Mayapur. Nrisingha, he was worshipping. Why? Because Nrisingha is protector of devotees. He's remover of obstacles to bhajan. But that time, Mahaprabhu came to his house and kicked the door open. And he said, whom you are worshipping? On whom you are meditating? I am that. I will kill the miscreants, vinasha cha dushkritam, paritrana sadhunam. I will protect the sadhus. You don't fear. I am here. Whom you? I am that Supreme Lord. And he showed him in Nrisingha forum, Mahaprabhu. And he told you call all your family members, they should come and see me, my transcendental forum. And they all came and they worshipped Mahaprabhu. And Srivas Thakur in Chaitanya Bhagavatam, you will find long prayers he was saying. For different avatars he was telling, you are that Supreme Lord. Then, really, after that, the Kazi came and beat some devotees and broke Mridanga in the house of Srivas. Then Mahaprabhu became very angry and he collected all devotees to do Nagar Sankirtan. That is his weapon. And there were a big procession and all other people also, they joined. The uncountable people, they were going towards Chand Kazi's house, and he became afraid, he hid himself. But Mahaprabhu told him that no, it is I, and I will not do any harm to you. I am your like nephew, so you come out. Then they spoke, and you know, we heard Mahaprabhu spoke with him, and based on Quran also he was explaining. And then Mahaprabhu asked him, why you are now not stopping Kirtan? Then Kazi said, because that night I got a dream and one half man, half lion, such figure came. It was very frightening and he sat on me. I could not move. And he started with his nails on my chest to scratch. He said, like you broke my mridanga, like that I will now tear you apart. And I became very much afraid. Then seeing me afraid, and I was begging you, please forgive. Then he said, okay, I'm forgiving you for now, but if you will again try to disturb my kirtan, then I will have to tear you apart. Then Chand Kazi said, no, I will never stop your kirtan, and also I will write in writing that no one in my family in future should not stop kirtan. Then he left. Then Mahaprabhu, that was Mahaprabhu coming as Nrsimha Bhagavan Bol Ki Jai. He came to show. Then Kazi wrote, and Mahaprabhu touched him. First he preached to him some, and then he also touched him, infused that prema. Chand Kazi became pure devotee. That is why you will find Samadhi there in Mayapur, there, north side. Champa tree is there from Golok Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu made and Samadhi. Muslims and Hindus both they are coming to bow down and pray for his grace. When Nityananda Prabhu first came to Mayapur, he was hiding in Nandanacharya Bhavan near our mat. And Mahaprabhu came there knowing. Then he told to Srivas, you recite that verse from Bhagavatam, how Krishna is entering the forest of Vrindavan, playing on flute and how he's decorated, and Vaijayanti, all that description. Nityananda fainted out of ecstasy because he's Baladev. Then Mahaprabhu said there should be Vyasa Puja of Nityananda Prabhu, and they made it in Srivas Thakur's house. And Srivas was the priest. He was leading all procedures. Then at the end, he told to Nityananda, now you take this garland and offer to Vyasadev. But Nityananda Prabhu was hesitating, looking around, and he said, you do quickly, you offer to Vyasadev garland. But Nityananda Prabhu gave to Mahaprabhu. He's Vyasadev. So that was in Srivas's house. And at the end of Vyasa Puja, Mahaprabhu ordered all devotees to do Nama Sankirtan, and also he asked Srivas Pandit to distribute prasad to all devotees, and he did. That is Vaishnava program, Nama Sankirtan and prasad seva. Then Mahaprabhu said, when he saw how much devotion Srivas has for Nityananda Prabhu, he blessed him that there will never be any want in your house. Impossible. And even dogs and cats in your house, they will all have steady devotion to me. He gave this blessing. Then also, gradually, Mahaprabhu started, one day you will find in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said to devotees, they were doing kirtan during daytime. He said, why we are wasting time? Why we are wasting our night time? We should do kirtan in the night time also. So they started in Srivas Thakur's house, night kirtan, nocturnal kirtan. And on Ekadashi from early morning and whole night, every day they were doing, and with ecstatical symptoms, all. That is Punyavanta, that is very auspicious place, Srivas Angan, Srivas Thakur's house, but only devotees they were allowed. And it was like a Rasa Lila. Devotees felt why it is going so fast. It ended so fast. Like Rasa Lila was one night, that Rasa Lila became one night of Brahma by the will of Krishna. But the gopis, they felt it is very short time. Why so quickly ending? They also, when they saw sunrise, they were disappointed. Why already sunrise? So they were doing such kirtan there. And Mahaprabhu also revealed his own form there. Mahaprakash Lila, for 21 hours, he was not in the mood of devotee, but in the mood of Supreme Lord. And he blessed all his devotees, and he showed all his different avatars to those devotees, like Ramchandra to Hanuman, like this. And one day, Srivas Thakur's mother-in-law, hid herself somewhere in the courtyard to see Mahaprabhu dancing. But Mahaprabhu could understand, because he already told only devotees are allowed, because they will do for the satisfaction of Krishna. It is not music, it is not enjoying, dancing, these things. No, it is service of Supreme Lord. They are doing for his satisfaction, dancing and singing for him. Otherwise, the disturbance is there. We may do for enjoyment, but that is not in Srivas Angam. That is for Krishna's service. So she was there, so Mahaprabhu felt there is something wrong today. Then Srivas searched throughout his house and the courtyard, and he saw mother-in-law. And mother-in-law is to be respected according to social that system. But he took her by the hair out. Why you are here? Who allowed you? Go out. He threw her out. Why? Because he wanted to serve Mahaprabhu. That is the main point. Sarva dharma parityaja. You have to give up all dharmas and adharmas of this world, and you have to submit to Krishna for his service. That is highest dharma. If you do that dharma, you are doing all. And one day, one brahmachari, he requested Srivas Pandit, I want to see Mahaprabhu dancing. And Srivas thought he is very sattvic, only drinking milk, following celibacy, brahmacharya, and so he may see. But Mahaprabhu again said, I am not feeling any happiness today. Is there any outsider? Then Srivas Thakur admitted, yes, one brahmachari requested me, and I thought he is very austere, so he may. Then Mahaprabhu became angry. One cannot get the grace of Krishna by doing some austerities. Only by surrendering to Krishna, engaging in his service, he can get darshan of Krishna, he can see Krishna. But that brahmachari was simple-hearted, not crooked. He then became humble and surrendered, and he said, yes, it is true. But can at least something can I see? Partially, if I can see something, then Mahaprabhu blessed him. You may see, you surrender, but means you should not be proud of your these austerities. That is not the purpose. So Mahaprabhu allowed. That was all happening in Srivas Thakur's house. And these kirtans were going on, but others, some they became envious, and they were criticizing and threatening Srivas, and also wanted to throw his house in the Ganga. And some were envious and criticizing, and one Gopal Chapel came, one Brahmin, he wanted to enter. Then Srivas Thakur said, I'm sorry, I cannot allow you, because Mahaprabhu said only devotees are allowed. Then he became angry, oh, I'm not a devotee, and you are a devotee. Okay, let me see what kind of devotee you are. Not all Brahmins are devotees. They may smarta Brahmins, they are for worldly things, or some may be impersonalists like this. They may be very pure, sattvic, everything, but that does not mean that they are dedicated to service of Krishna. So that night, Gopal Chapel put there some, in front of Srivas Thakur's door, some articles for Kali Puja, meat, wine, red flowers, red sandalwood paste, all those articles, to look like as if Srivas is actually not a devotee, but he is enjoying Kali worship and taking girls and enjoying like this. False defamation he wanted to make. That was offense. When Srivas Thakur came in the morning out, he saw those articles, he started to laugh. Yes, everyone see, I am a Shakta. I am in Tamoguna. I am worshipping Kali whole night. Yes, everyone see. He was not disturbed because he is a real devotee. Trinada Pisunichana, all this there. But all neighbors, they understood that this is not true. Someone made this and they cleaned. Mahaprabhu became very angry, and immediately that Gopal Chapal got leprosy and was suffering so much. Then he was requesting Mahaprabhu at the Ganga that you please rescue. Mahaprabhu said, no, I will never rescue. From million times, a million births you will have to suffer like this. You made offense to Srivas Thakur. He did not tell him how he can be rescued like this. But later on, when Mahaprabhu was sannyasi, and again he came to Navadip, that Vidyanagar, and Koladvip, Kulya, where offenses are forgiven, that time Gopal Chapal again came, requesting Mahaprabhu, you please rescue me. Then Mahaprabhu said, you committed offense to Srivas, you have to go to him. You beg for his forgiveness, he will be merciful to you, then you will be rescued. So Mahaprabhu at that time became merciful and gave him the way, how he can be rescued. So he did and was rescued and his disease went away and everything. And you know also Devananda Pandit, he was reciting, explaining Bhagavatam, but not in devotional commentary. But Srivas was hearing Bhagavatam shlokas and was ecstatic and crying and like this. But his other students of Devananda Pandit, they were all Gyanis, dry, shushka Gyanis. They could not understand these symptoms. They thought he is a sentimentalist. They did not understand these are transcendental sentiments, not mundane. But they misunderstood because not devotees. So they thought he is disturbing our class here. We are very seriously here pursuing knowledge, and he's sentimental disturbing here. They threw him out, and Devananda Pandey did not say anything. He's their guru. So he became responsible. In front of them, they did. In front of him, they did. So he became responsible. Offense came to him. Mahaprabhu became very angry to Devananda Pandit. You don't know what is the point of Bhagavatam. I will tear up your book. But later on, when Bakreshwar Pandit came to Devananda Pandit, then Devananda Pandit served him, and by serving devotee, he could understand what is devotion and about truth of Mahaprabhu. Then Mahaprabhu forgave him and told him, Bhagavata means devotion. So Devananda Pandit is also personal associate of Krishna, but he made this pastime so that to give us teaching about these points. Then yes, because night kirtans were going on in Srivas Thakur's house, and in the morning Mahaprabhu used to go with all the devotees to take bath in Ganga after kirtan. But Srivas Thakur thought maybe on some day he will be so much tired that he will not be able to go to Ganga. So better we should keep Ganga here in the house, and we can make Abhishek of him here in the house. So he engaged his maidservant, female maidservant. Her name was Dukhi. That means unhappy. She was bringing Ganga water every day for Mahaprabhu with devotion. But Mahaprabhu every time went there to Ganga. So after some time she was thinking, I am useless creature. I cannot do any service to Mahaprabhu. In this way she was thinking inside. Then Mahaprabhu one day suddenly he said, I am so tired, I cannot go to Ganga. I cannot do anything. Then Srivas immediately understood the situation, and he called, Dukhi, Dukhi, Dukhi. Did you bring water? She said, yes, I brought. Then Mahaprabhu said, whom you are calling Dukhi? My maidservant. that unhappy. Mahaprabhu said, she's not Dukhi. She's Sukhi. She's happy. Most happy. Why? Because she has devotion to Supreme Lord. He changed her name from Dukhi to Sukhi. So Mahaprabhu took that Ganga bathing. And one day, in the evening, only son of Srivas Thakur died. Mahaprabhu just started kirtan. For some time it was going on. That time he died. Only son. Then all the ladies in the house, they were loudly crying, lamenting. But Srivas Thakur told them, don't disturb. Don't cry here loudly, make noise like this. Mahaprabhu is doing his kirtan. There should not be any disturbance to his happiness in kirtan. You don't do. But still they would cry loudly. Then Srivas Thakur threatened them. If you will not remain silent and disturb Mahaprabhu, then I will throw myself in Ganga. I will also die. He threatened. Then they tolerated, and kirtan was going on. Then in the morning, Mahaprabhu said something I did not feel today right. Some tragedy has happened here in this house. And Srivas Thakur did not say anything. Other devotees then said, yes, Srivas Thakur's son died. When? In the evening. Why no one told me till now? Then they said, because Srivas told that we should not tell you, not to disturb your kirtan. Then Mahaprabhu started crying. Such a devotee, how I can give up him? Means Mahaprabhu will take sannyas. So such a devotee, how I can give him up? He was not thinking about his only son, but he was thinking about the service of Krishna. So that is pure devotee on transcendental platform. Although outwardly like a householder, but he's not attached. He's fully on transcendental platform, seeing that transcendental relationships, that reality. Then Mahaprabhu ordered that son's body to be brought to him, and Mahaprabhu touched him and called that jiva inside and asked, why you want to go from Srivas Thakur's house? Then the jiva said, what I can do? I am not independent. I am dependent on you. According to my karma fruits, I had some time to remain in Srivas Thakur's house, and now, according to your wish, I have to go somewhere else. You are giver the fruits. So, but I'm not unhappy, because I got your darshan, and also I pray to your lotus feet that I may, wherever I may be, I may have your devotion. Then he left. And when hearing that jiva speak, then everyone, all the ladies, when they heard that transcendental divine knowledge from his mouth, then they stopped lamenting, and then they did Mahaprabhu, they took him to Ganga, water. There's like funeral, and Ganga embraced him also, Ganga Devi, and accepted him, that child, and she touched the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Mahaprabhu said to Srivas, you don't worry, I and Nityananda, we will be your sons from now on. We will never leave you. So, and he told, that time when Mahaprabhu heard that Srivas did not want to disturb Kirtan, he said, it may happen that Lakshmi Devi sometimes may be forced to beg. Lakshmi Devi is the goddess of wealth. From her, all wealth is coming. Everyone is having any kind of wealth only by her grace. She's the source. Mahaprabhu told, maybe it can happen that she will have to beg for money, but there will never be any want in your house. Mahaprabhu told, you are such a devotee. Then, when Mahaprabhu took sannyas and was living in Puri, then every year Srivas with his wife and all family members, they were going to Puri and participating in pastimes there. Ratha Yatra, Gundicha, cleaning, then water sports in ocean and in those lakes, Narendra Sarovar, Indradyumna Sarovar. And Srivas was Srivas was principal singer in the second Kirtan group. There were 7 Kirtan groups. In the second one, Srivas was principal singer, and principal chief dancer in that group was Nityananda Prabhu. There are other groups. And then after when Mahaprabhu was dancing there in front of Rath, then Srivas also was seeing Mahaprabhu dancing, and king also wanted to see Prataparudra, and he came with his sevak, and Srivas would stand in front of the king and see Mahaprabhu dancing, and sevak became disturbed. He told him, you move. King does not see, you move. But Srivas Thakur did not hear anything. Then he became disturbed and he tried to forcefully move him physically. Then Srivas Thakur turned around and became angry, but that is transcendental anger, and he slapped him. Although he was like a chief, that personal attendant of the king, but he was not afraid of anything. He slapped him. Then this Harichandan of Prataparudra want to beat him back, but king stopped him. No, don't do this. You don't know who is he. He's Srivas Pandit. You are very fortunate to get touch of his lotus hand. Don't do anything to him. Let him see. So this and one day in Puri, all devotees headed by Advaita Acharya, they start to sing the glories of Mahaprabhu avatar. Mahaprabhu became disturbed and went away, but finally he surrendered to devotees and he was accepting that glorification. Srivas was also one of the main singers there. And also, when Mahaprabhu took sannyas, Srivas Thakur could not remain in Awadh because everything reminded him of Mahaprabhu and it was too painful for him. So he moved to Kumarhata or Hali Sahar, that is the birthplace of Ishwar Puripat, Guru of Mahaprabhu. Near, then Srivas Thakur's house was also near there. So when Mahaprabhu came to visit the birthplace of Ishwar Puri and took that earth from there and took it, eating that earth from his Gurudev's birthplace, that is sacred. So he also came to visit house of Srivas. And Srivas was very happy, and all his family members, they received Mahaprabhu and his associates. Many devotees were with Mahaprabhu, and Srivas and his family members, they were serving Mahaprabhu day and night, and his associates. Then after some time, some days, Mahaprabhu called Srivas in private. He said, Srivas, you have forgotten You are a householder. You have many dependents, your family members. You have to earn money. Otherwise, how you will survive and how you will maintain? You are 24 hours only serving us. You should earn money. You are a household. Then Srivas Thakur said, no, I have no interest to earn money. And then he clapped 3 times. Then Mahaprabhu said, what is the meaning of this? He said, if I will not get anything, I am serving you 24 hours. If I will not get anything to eat, one day I will fast. Whole family will fast. Second day we will fast. Third day we will fast. If on the 4th day we will not get anything to eat, then I will drown myself in Ganga. Finish this life. Then Mahaprabhu became very happy, roaring. Again he repeated that. If it may happen that one day Lakshmi will have to beg money, but there will be no shortage in your house. You are such a devotee. Our Gurudev explained, because Srivas Thakur is fully aware who is Mahaprabhu and that he is the maintainer of all. He is only giving all strength and all results and everything. So if I am engaged fully in the service of him, then automatically everything, all necessities are fulfilled by his grace. Why I will deviate from his service and accept some Maya job or what? Means deviate from the service of Krishna. So because Srivas Thakur had this firm realization, who is Mahaprabhu, and that he is the only maintainer, and my only duty is to fully engage in his service, and ready to die also, then Mahaprabhu fully approved, yes. Because in Gita, Mahaprabhu told, Ananyas chintayantamam jejana parjupasate tesha nityavijuktanam jogkema bhameham. I give what is necessary to my devotee and I protect what he has. Those who are one-pointed devotee. So, today is his appearance day. So there is in Chaitanya Bhagavat, but also Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his song book, Gita Mala, he wrote songs describing that pastime about when his son died, Srivas Thakur. So I want to read here only translation. Some, maybe I cannot read all. In the evening, Lord Gaurango danced in various fascinating ways within Srivasa's enclosed courtyard. The auspicious vibration of Lord Hari's holy name filled the atmosphere. Mridangas, other drums, karatalas, and occasional cries of Jai accompanied the kirtan. The miseries of everyone who saw the Lord's dancing were vanquished. The devotees became intoxicated by the mood of uninterrupted ecstatic love. They forgot themselves as they continually danced around Lord Gaurachandra. At that time, the son of Srivas gave up his life within the house because of a disease inflicted upon him by providence, means fate, karma, will of Krishna. All the household ladies loudly expressed their grief. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur feared that if the crying became too loud, the Lord's ecstatic dancing would be disturbed. Realizing the situation, Srivas quickly went inside his house. After entering the house, Srivas solaced the ladies with his nectarian instructions. Listen, you foolish ladies, you are uselessly lamenting. How can distress remain in the presence of ecstatic love for Krishna? One who has accepted Krishna as his eternal son never laments. Temporary attachment is the cause of one's ruination. You have come to this material world to worship Krishna. So remain joyful on the spiritual platform. As long as you remain in this body, become attached to Krishna and accept Krishna as your wealth, companion, and very life. You should understand that the bodily relationships with your brothers, friends, husbands, and children are all temporary. Who is anyone's husband or son? These are simply temporary relationships, because one jiva cannot be son of another jiva. That is only temporary bodily thing. Even if a person wants to keep such relationships forever, he cannot do so. As a result of one's karma, a person becomes a son and sits on someone else's lap. But when the results of his karma become exhausted, he cannot remain there. Living entities who find happiness and distress in these relationships become degraded and fall far away from the lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, control your lamentation and merge yourself in the ecstasy of chanting Krishna's names. Then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's desires will be fulfilled. Remember with a purified heart that you have surrendered your wealth, companions, body, and house to Krishna. Why do you lament, crying out, "O my son"? Krishna has taken his dear one for his own pleasure. He is his jiva, not mine. It is his. So he took his dear jiva for his own pleasure. Everything happens according to the will of Krishna. To derive one's happiness and distress from these temporary incidents is a product of ignorance. You should accept that Krishna's will is beneficial. Give up your selfish desires and be freed from contamination. Krishna gives, Krishna takes. Everyone belongs to him. They are his. Krishna gives, Krishna takes. And Krishna maintains everyone. Krishna protects and Krishna kills whenever he desires. The desires of one who opposes the will of Krishna will never be fulfilled. Anyway, it will happen according to Krishna's will. So opposing him is useless. Such a person achieves only misery. We are achieving misery due to our own separate interest. Separate interest from Krishna. But if we can submit to the will of Krishna, then we can be peaceful and happy. So here Srivas Thakur is saying, give up all lamentation and hear the holy name of Krishna. By doing so, you will feel ecstasy and your desires will be fulfilled. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur begs at the feet of Srivas for the strength to fully surrender to the Lord in life and at the time of death. So there are further, maybe I can read tomorrow, or if you have time I can read further how Srivas Thakur and what the small boy said. It is very instructive. So I should continue. You can write on chat or I can read tomorrow from here on. You will find in Chaitanya Bhagavat, but here Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he explained in some details. So I will read this tomorrow before our Bhagavat class. about these points, what Srivas Thakur told and what that dead boy told to Mahaprabhu, everything Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained in his songs. So maybe it will require some 10 or 15 minutes. Tomorrow we can, in peacefully, I don't want to rush, so tomorrow in peace we can hear this topic. It is very important because all spiritual truths are there and they can help us advance in devotion to Krishna. So today is Srivas Thakur's appearance day. You will find Panchatattva, they are installed in our mat in Mayapur. Srivas Thakur is on our right side, bottom, with folded hands. So he's a pure devotee. So his instructions are perfect, and also by his grace there is one pranam mantra. One pranam mantra is there. I will just read this pranam mantra, praying for his grace, then we will conclude for today. Srivas pranam mantra. Srivas panditam naumi gauranga priya parshadam yasya kripalabenapi gauranga jayate rati. I bow down to the lotus feet of Srivas Pandit, the dear associate of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, by a drop of whose grace one can attain divine love of Gauranga. So I'm remembering Srivas Thakur, bowing down to him, and I'm praying this drop of his grace that I may get that devotion to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jai Srivas Thakur ki Jai. So tomorrow we'll continue the topic. Maybe 10 or 15 minutes it will take.